Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are embarking on an epic journey through time to explore one of history's most enduring and influential empires, the Byzantine Empire. For over 1,000 years, this powerhouse of culture, religion, and military might stood as a bridge between the ancient and modern worlds. So, grab your virtual passport, because we're heading back to Constantinople. Our story begins in the year 330 AD. The Roman Empire, vast and sprawling, was becoming difficult to manage from a single capital. Emperor Constantine the Great, a visionary leader, made a monumental decision. He moved the capital of the Roman Empire eastward to a strategically located ancient Greek city called Byzantium. He renamed it Nova Roma, or New Rome, but it quickly became known as Constantinople, the city of Constantine. This wasn't just a change of address, it was the birth of what we now call the Byzantine Empire, or the Eastern Roman Empire. Why was this move so significant? Well, while the Western Roman Empire was crumbling under internal pressures and external invasions, the East thrived. Constantinople's location was a stroke of genius. It sat at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, controlling vital trade routes. It was also a natural fortress, surrounded by water on three sides and fortified by massive walls, making it one of the most impregnable cities in the world for centuries. This strategic advantage allowed the Eastern Empire to not only survive but to flourish, preserving Roman law, Greek culture, and Christian faith while the West descended into the Dark Ages. The Golden Age of the Byzantine Empire truly kicked off under the reign of Emperor Justinian I, who ascended to the throne in 527. Justinian was a man of immense ambition. His dream was to restore the Roman Empire to its former glory, a project known as the Renovatio Imperii. He wasn't just a dreamer, he was a doer. He dispatched his brilliant general, Belisarius, on a series of daring military campaigns. In a remarkably short time, Belisarius reconquered vast territories in North Africa from the Vandals, Italy from the Ostrogoths, and parts of Spain from the Visigoths. For a fleeting moment, the Mediterranean once again looked like a Roman lake. But Justinian's legacy is so much more than military conquest. He was a prolific builder. His most famous project is, without a doubt, the Hagia Sophia in Constantinople. When it was completed, its massive dome seemed to float on a cascade of light, a feat of engineering so advanced that people believed it was built by angels. It remained the largest cathedral in the world for nearly 1,000 years and stands today as a testament to Byzantine architectural genius. Justinian also commissioned the codification of Roman law, resulting in the Corpus Juris Civilis, or the Code of Justinian. This legal framework became the foundation for many modern legal systems in Europe. However, his reign wasn't all glory. It was also marked by a devastating plague, now known as the Plague of Justinian, which wiped out a huge portion of the population and weakened the empire significantly. After Justinian, the empire faced a relentless series of challenges. From the east, they battled the powerful Sasanian Persian Empire in a long and exhausting series of wars. No sooner had they achieved a hard-won victory against the Persians than a new, formidable force emerged from the Arabian Peninsula, the armies of Islam, in a stunningly rapid expansion. Arab forces conquered Byzantine territories in Syria, Egypt, and North Africa, the very lands Justinian had fought so hard to reclaim. The empire found itself in a fight for its very survival. Constantinople itself was besieged multiple times. But its legendary walls and a secret weapon known as Greek fire, an incendiary substance that could burn on water, helped the Byzantines repel the invaders time and again. Despite these immense pressures, the empire adapted. It restructured its military and administration into a system of themes, or military districts, which proved highly effective for defense. This period, from the 7th to the 9th centuries, was tough, but it showed the incredible resilience of the Byzantine state. It was also a time of intense religious debate, most notably the controversy over iconoclasm, the destruction of religious icons. This dispute caused deep divisions within the empire and with the Pope in Rome, further straining the relationship between the Eastern and Western churches. By the late 9th century, the storm began to pass, and the Byzantine Empire entered a second golden age under the Macedonian dynasty. This era, lasting until the mid-11th century, was a period of revival. The Byzantines pushed back their enemies, reclaiming territory in the Balkans and the East. Trade boomed, art and literature flourished, and Byzantine culture reached its zenith. Emperors like Basil II, known as the Bulgar Slayer, expanded the empire to its greatest extent since the Muslim conquests. The economy was strong, the military was formidable, and Constantinople was the wealthiest, most dazzling city in the Christian world, a center of learning and diplomacy that awed all who visited. This period of strength and prosperity also saw one of the most significant events in Christian history, the Great Schism of 1054. Tensions between the Pope in Rome and the Patriarch of Constantinople had been simmering for centuries over issues of papal authority, theological doctrine, and liturgical practices. In 1054, these tensions boiled over. The leaders of the two churches excommunicated each other, formalizing the split between the Roman Catholic Church in the West and the Eastern Orthodox Church in the East. This division would have profound and lasting consequences for the Byzantine Empire and the entire Christian world. The end of the Macedonian dynasty marked the beginning of a long and slow decline. A period of weak leadership, internal strife, and court intrigue left the empire vulnerable. Then came a devastating blow. In 1071, at the Battle of Manzikert, the Byzantine army was decisively defeated by the Seljuk Turks. This was a catastrophic loss. The emperor was captured, and the heartland of the empire in Anatolia, which was a crucial source of soldiers and food, was now wide open to Turkish conquest. The empire lost its agricultural and military backbone almost overnight. Desperate for help, the Byzantine Emperor Alexius I Komnenos appealed to the Pope in the West for military aid to fight the Turks. This appeal was the spark that ignited the Crusades. The First Crusade did succeed in capturing Jerusalem, but it also revealed the growing distrust and hostility between the Western Crusaders and the Byzantines. The relationship soured over subsequent crusades, culminating in an act of unimaginable betrayal. In 1204, the soldiers of the Fourth Crusade, instead of fighting the enemies of Christendom, turned their armies on Constantinople itself. They breached the legendary walls, sacked the richest city in the world, and subjected it to 3 days of horrific looting and destruction. Priceless relics were stolen, libraries were burned, and art was melted down for its gold and silver. The Crusaders established a Latin empire in its place, and the Byzantines were forced into exile, setting up smaller successor states. Although the Byzantines managed to recapture Constantinople in 1261, the empire was a shadow of its former self. It was fragmented, impoverished, and surrounded by powerful enemies. The sack of 1204 had broken its spirit and its economy. For the next 2 centuries, the dying empire clung to life, embroiled in civil wars and steadily losing territory to the rising power of the Ottoman Turks in the east and the Serbs and Bulgarians in the west. The final act came in the mid-15th century. The Ottoman Sultan, Mehmed II, a brilliant and ambitious young ruler, was determined to conquer Constantinople. He amassed a massive army and constructed enormous cannons capable of shattering the city's ancient walls. For 53 days in the spring of 1453, the last Byzantine emperor, Constantine XI Palaiologos, and his small band of defenders bravely held out against overwhelming odds. But on May 29, 1453, the Ottoman forces breached the walls. The last emperor fell fighting, and the city fell with him. The 1,000-year-old Byzantine Empire was no more. The fall of Constantinople sent shockwaves across Europe. It marked the end of the Middle Ages and, for many, the true end of the Roman Empire. But the legacy of Byzantium is immense. It shielded Europe from Eastern invasions for centuries. It preserved the classical knowledge of Greece and Rome, which later fueled the Renaissance in Italy. Its Orthodox faith shaped the culture of Russia and Eastern Europe. Its art, architecture, and legal codes have left an indelible mark on the world. The story of the Byzantine Empire is a sweeping saga of glory and tragedy, of incredible resilience and ultimate decline. It's a reminder of how even the mightiest empires can fall, but also how their legacy can echo through eternity. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the rise and fall of the Byzantine Empire. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. Let us know in the comments which empire you'd like to see us cover next. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.